Hey folks, welcome to my channel. My name is Joy, and today I'm going to be answering the question, what order do you read application materials in? And I'm speaking from my perspective as an admissions reader for the UW for a couple years. Before I get started, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And then if you appreciate the content, hit the like button. Really appreciate it. Alright, today I said I'm talking about what order do you read applications in? Read application materials. So when you submit your application packet to a university, how do you read through the application materials? And I'm gonna speak from my perspective as an admissions reader at the UW here up in Seattle, and kind of how I read applications, how I was trained to read applications, and what that looks like. So the first thing, I open up the system, and it's all online. Put the files in a queue, and the first thing I see is the high school info of the applicant. So what I mean by high school info is name of the high school, where it's located, and that matters because is it, a domestic student, an in-state student, or out-of-state student. And you can tell that by, the state, what it says, whether it's international or within state in Washington or out of Washington. And then the next thing you kind of see AP test offered, the high school index, so the high school socioeconomic factors, which includes the number of students on free and reduced lunch, the adversity index of the neighborhood where the school is, which accounts for library resources, crime rate, poverty rate, all those things. So that'll be the high school info. The next thing I see and I look through are the test scores for the student. And we only see one score, whether that's the one score. So when I say it's one score, if you've taken the SAT 3 times, we're only going to see one SAT score. So I can see one SAT score from a student, one ACT score from a student, and then you can kind of compare their side by side, so you can compare which one is higher, if they're about the same, what those are. And then after I look at the ACT score, if I need to or SAT score, if I need to convert it in my head, so I'm way more familiar with the conversions for ACT to SAT, less familiar with what a 1100 means versus I'm really comfortable with what a 36 means on the ACT, or 20 versus a 24 versus a 30. So if it's an ACT score alone, then I usually look at the conversion to see, okay, this is what that would be on the ACT scale. So test scores. Next, I see a history of all the courses the applicant has taken. And it starts with any college credits, so any college classes, the number of credits, and the grade. And that usually is accounted for with programs like Running Start, where you go to the college for part of the day and take college level classes while you're still in high school. Sometimes it's you're taking an online dual credit where you take college classes, and that might be included on there. It might be something like college in the high school, where high school teachers teach you college classes at your high school. But then, so it'll say whether it's 20 credits or 5 credits are your college classes, number of credits, grade, and so forth and so on. Then comes your high school course information. So I call it the high school grid. It'll from 9th grade, sometimes 8th grade. I think they might have the 8th grade to 9th grade summer. So from 8th grade summer to 12th grade, I see every single class you've taken, what school you took it at. So what school you took it at, the class, the grade that you received, whether it was in honors, AP, IB, all that information. And, with that, I can basically evaluate how rigorous your coursework was from 9th grade to 12th grade, or 8th grade summer till 12th grade. And 9th through 11th grade is important as a group, and then 12th grade is also important because we don't want to know that students that we're admitting didn't just decide to slack off senior year after they did their applications. We want to see a full curriculum, full grid of courses from 9th to 12th grade. So all your English, your math, world language, science, an elective, some social studies, whether that's econ or some, history class. So next I see is the courses that you've taken, and I evaluate that as a part of the academic measurements. After that, it kind of switches to the personal factors, and it starts with the essay. So the main personal essay, the short essay, I think it's called, because we have a coalition app, and the additional information is included. So after the grades, I'm looking at 3 essays: personal essay, short essay, and then additional information. And that's assessed both for writing quality and, those personal factors that we look for, which include character, integrity, service to a community, personal adversity, so forth and so on. So that's number 4. So high school info, test scores, courses taken, and then number 4 is essays. Number 5 would be your honors and awards. So that includes AP Scholar, National Honor Society, first place at the robotics competition, first place at the chess competition, state football champions, anything that is an honor and award that you've received during your high school years would be next. And so after personal essays, number 5 is honors and awards. After honors and awards, I look at activities, and I think there are 5 slots, maybe 6 slots on the Coalition app. I can't remember off the top of my head. But that's what we're really looking for. Did you participate in Girl Scout since you were a kid? You got the Gold Award. Were you Eagle Scout? Are you in the band for 4 years? Are you the president of football, or president of the chess club? Are you captain of the football team? So that's where I'm assessing the activities that you've participated in, not only at school, so those extracurricular, but extracurricular. Did you do an internship, work a job over the summer, volunteer? All that should be included in activities and awards. So 5 honors and awards, 6 activities. And then the last thing I really look at on the for application materials as a part of the evaluation that I do as an application reader is the parent info. Number 7 is the parent info. And that really gives us an opportunity to assess the socioeconomic factors that we use to diversify our student population. Included in the parent info is whether, their degree of education, whether that is some high school, completed high school, some college, bachelor's, master's, professional degree, and that includes your 2 parents. So that's mom and dad, two dads, whatever your household situation is. We look at both parents' education level, because that really indicates at what level the student is expected to have a knowledge of the college admissions process and opportunity to access college admissions resources, college prep classes. Because as we know, students who grow up in a household where their parents have a bachelor's degree or above are much more likely to go on to college. So education level is one of the things we look at. We also look at whether the family is low income. Again, a socioeconomic factor. We look at low income, education level, and whether both parents are living. So did you grow up in a single person household that may have put additional strain on the amount of time you can spend doing extracurriculars, amount of time you can spend doing college prep? Was there something that happened throughout your life that caused one of your parents to leave your life? And so we also assess in what kind of household you grew up, not because it's indictment on you, but because it affects a 2-parent household much more likely to be able to provide access to opportunities like college prep resources. So that's the whole sort of socioeconomic factors we look at to determine and evaluate applicants as I'm reading through applications. So 7 things, I'll go over them really quickly one more time. High school info, 2 test scores, 3 courses taken, 4 essays, 5 honors and awards, 6 I looked at the activities, and then 7 is parent info. Just in case you ever wanted to know. I'll stop rambling now, but that is how I read application materials. We don't use demonstrated interest. We don't have letters of recommendation. So that it really is the whole applications. After that, I give the whole thing a score and I send it off. And that's my job. Usually can take anywhere from 3 minutes to 10 minutes to get through that whole application. All right, that is what I have for today. Thank you for listening. That was a long one, but I did want to get through that. So if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe and like the video, and I will talk to you next time.